I apologize for the hastily drawn rough sketch. A nicer one will be attached to the contract proposal, but this will help you kind of understand the shape and dimensions of the walkthrough as I go over it. From the garage door to the side of the building or corner of the building is 33 feet. We're going to go an extra 10 feet and we're going to come 20 foot off, making it essentially a 43 by 20. Make sure that the water's flowing away from the garage because all the landscape is having to come here. Most water is going to go that way. Some is going to go that way. I'll get to that in a moment. 10 feet, or rather 30 feet off the house will end up becoming 20 feet wide. And actually this right here, this should be more straight and then more of a flare over versus like this bottle, symmetric bottle look. But that's okay, I'll capture that in the actual scope. So again, 30 feet off ends up being 20 feet wide, and then another 15 feet from there, or 45 feet off, it'll become 10 feet wide. And what I want to do to orient this thing is come with the 45 feet off, see where the gravel is. So let's say it's, 16 feet wide here, center it at 10. So, it would be 3 feet off the edge and then give you that 10 in the middle, just to have it center, because he said he likes where the gravel is. From that point, 30 feet to the street, it ends up becoming a very large entryway. I went just a little bit further because all these tire tracks that are obviously not making the cut. That's about 43 feet wide. We talked about doing a culvert, but based on the landscape, you don't need a culvert. What you might consider doing, I mentioned this for the sidewalk, which we'll cover in a moment, is a box and about 50 feet of pipe. So that way, any water that catches here and doesn't just make it to the drive and run over will basically be going through the drain. I don't think you need a culvert for that necessarily. 4 feet off is a 3 foot wide sidewalk. I had mentioned to him possibly putting the box there and piping the water around, since that's where it's going. That might help. That's not going to be in our scope though. And then coming about, it's really like 7 and some change, I think it was, but 8 feet off of there is how much distance is between the wall and the step. That's about 6 feet wide, and we're just gonna do a gradual transition over about 10 feet from the 3 foot wide, and that pretty much covers it. In case I forgot to mention, in the middle of that 20 foot extension, so it's about 10 feet off here, 10 feet off there, he wants us to put a basketball goal. He's gonna figure out which kind and how deep a hole. So yeah, from the end of the garage, it's 10 by 20 and a 10 by 10 flare, just so that we get the shape a little bit better.